You be me and I'll be you.
Testing. I think it's okay. Keep forgetting to look at the camera. Yeah, it's fine. That's good.
When you let it go, time passes slow.
So today I'm gonna talk with John Lane, the only person, based on my knowledge, who writes songs about Bedford.
Down Brick Hill Drive.
Hi, John.
Hi, Andrew.
How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
It's very nice to meet you. It's been such a pleasure. Honestly, I enjoyed it so much. You've been playing a couple of songs.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
You're very welcome. Thank you for inviting me here. So I really appreciate it.
Could you tell us what you do?
I can. So yeah, I've lived in Bedford for many years and married with two daughters, and I work in Bedford in the local area as well. And I think the main thing around me that I do that is part perhaps of this interview process is music, and I really love music. Yes, a while ago I started writing songs and playing acoustic guitar, and I now play in open mic and events and in pubs across Bedford, and I'm enjoying it very much. So that's kind of what I think we're here to talk about. So.
Wow, okay, so there's a lot to talk about. Where did you play?
So all around Bedford, really. I started 3 years ago, really, when a friend of mine said, let's do an open mic at the Castle in Bedford. And I really didn't want to do it, to be honest. I was quite nervous. But after a few drinks, we decided to do it. So 3 of us embarked on the event and did it. And I practiced a few songs beforehand. And it was so nerve-wracking. But that was 3 years ago. And although I found it really scary and really, it was a tough experience for me to stand up in front of strangers and sing my songs. But I kind of really enjoyed it as well. And afterwards, I thought it was quite an achievement. And I've been doing it ever since. So over the last 3 years, I've been playing around lots of pubs and clubs in Bedford and also in Milton Keynes and Newport Pagnell. So I'm doing it on a regular basis now and writing more songs and sharing my music with more and more people.
Absolutely amazing. So you've been writing songs before, right? Or
Yes.
was it like an impulse decision or something that just you kind of developed gradually?
Yeah, well, it's come along over time. So when I was 40, my friends gave me £40 for my birthday, and I thought, what shall I do with this? So I bought
Buy a guitar.
Oh, no, I didn't. I had a guitar. But I bought a recording, sort of little recording studio.
Cassette tapes or...
Well, it was actually a digital one. So it was a Boss Micro BR little recording thing. It was so small, but it was really good. So I thought, what shall I do? I should write them a song. So I decided, because they bought it for me, and it's my friends Danny and Shirley who lived in Stagston at the time. So I wrote the song, The Stagston Badger, for them. So they inspired me by giving me this money. I bought this device and I then recorded my first song. So that was where it all started. And I just, every now and again, wrote a new song, but didn't really pay too much attention to it. So I wrote a song about global warming, which is quite funny, but it's a hard song to remember. But then when lockdown came, I started to write lots more songs. So I don't know what happened, but I just suddenly had this urge to write songs, and I probably wrote 100 songs over lockdown in that year. It's crazy.
Is it all about Bedford?
No, not all about Bedford. No, just about crazy things and anything that I felt like getting off my chest. I actually feel, for me, music is a real stress relief. So I work, as I mentioned, in IT, and it can be tough sometimes, and family life.
Lots of pressure.
My music really is my release. And perhaps if something's frustrating me, or it's on my mind, or it's an interesting situation, I'll write a song about it, and it gets it out of my system. So
So it's a kind of like self-expression and stress relief at the same
yeah,
time.
it is, and I really enjoy the whole process of working out the melody, trying to play something that is catchy. I always want my songs to be catchy and memorable, and then working the lyrics out, and then recording it, and then uploading it perhaps to YouTube or Spotify or whatever. And I enjoy that whole process.
Do you have any creative process, like daily routine or some dedicated time when you sit down and just write a song? Or is it like an impulse decision, like you have something in mind or something that happened recently and you just pick up the guitar and just write the song?
Yeah, well, kind of. It's mainly impulse, but I probably play most evenings. So I always spend some time playing, but quite often during the day, something will happen that will trigger a thought, and then I'll think, oh, I should write a song about that. So what happened recently was I was on the phone trying to get a blood test. To book a blood test, and I was on the phone for an hour, and the message that I heard was that there's more than 30 people in the queue. And after a while, I thought, well, I better write a song about this. So it's partly it gets it out of my system, and I feel better. If I'm stressed about something, I write a song about it. I feel better. So it's good for that and that process. But often I will just quickly write down some words that I think of, or on my phone record a little chorus. I always try and make a catchy chorus that people will remember. So if I can get an earworm into people's brain,
They'll
that's
probably
really good.
sing
And
along.
Apple Crumble is one that I've wrote recently, and it has a very catchy chorus that people sing, and I think it's wonderful. So I'll be honest, if you're
Could
playing,
you sing it to me now?
I can. Or without.
Just the little part.
So what the chorus is?
Yeah.
Well, it goes straight into I'm peeling apples every day, and then it goes la 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 la. They keep on falling down. They won't go away. It's probably
Woo!
better with guitar.
Yeah.
Anyway, but people start singing that, and it's wonderful when people sing the song that you've written, even though it's a daft song, but you know it makes people happy.
You are
and
famous already.
It's about a true story, because we have apple trees in our garden. I pick the apples. I make loads of apple crumble. There's apple crumble everywhere. My wife gets a bit fed up with it because it's a mess in the kitchen, and that's what the song's about. And you know, she's wonderful, and it's all good, and people like it. So I think this is, for me, something will trigger an idea, and then quite often it will just flow really quickly, and I'll write the song in half an hour and write a melody on the guitar. But quite often the melody will come first, or I'll think of an idea, the melody will come, the chorus, then I write some words, and then I write the verses afterwards at the end. But it's normally done really quickly. It's definitely the same day. It's all completed, and then I like to record it, and the recording process takes a lot longer.
So it's fully done in one day.
Yeah. Generally, sometimes a song will be 20 minutes and it's done, all the lyrics and the guitar.
Yeah.
I might change a
I
few
heard
words.
of some musicians who do the same thing, and I also heard of some musicians who do develop the songs over a course of like months or even years.
I haven't got the patience.
For
to do
example,
that.
I think there's the big contrast, for example, between Mozart and Beethoven. Mozart wrote like a flow, so songs just flew out of his pen basically.
Yeah.
And Beethoven was the exact opposite. When actually people researched his life and his work, they found that he was writing things over and over and deleting and over and over and again. It's like 9-10 times changing a single melody or something.
Yeah.
So you're kind of the first.
I think so.
You belong to the first group.
I think so. I like to get it out, get it done, and then move on to the next one. And even if it isn't quite right, I feel that's what it's meant to be. But sometimes I almost wonder where it comes from, the music, because a song will just come along almost out of nowhere, and it has to be recorded.
Yeah.
So, but my funny songs, I try and write romantic songs as well. So somebody asked me if I was a hopeless romantic, and I didn't know what that was. But apparently, it's when you fall in love at first sight. So again, I thought I better write a song about it, and it's I like it very much, but people prefer apple crumble and scooter boy and nuclear
Catchy
bunker.
phrases.
They do, yeah, the funny ones. So that seems to be what appeals to people.
So you started writing songs when you were 14, basically.
I started playing guitar when I was about 18, 19, but it was electric guitar. I like heavy rock music, really. And then as I got older, I got more into acoustic guitars. And then I got my first mixing desk device when I was 40. Yeah,
Mhm.
midlife crisis. And then started. But literally, during COVID, that's when I wrote almost all of my songs. At that time, anyway, I wrote about 100 songs over that year, and that was 2020. So I was 53.
Mm.
So it's odd. My first open mic that I did was 3 years ago, when I was 55. So I think I'm a bit of a late starter to all this game, but what I would say is it's never too late to do
Yeah,
anything.
it was definitely a powerful start.
And and I was so nervous, and I found it very difficult, and I thought, who's going to want to listen to me playing my songs? But actually, around Bedford, there's a wonderful open mic scene, and it's mainly because of Matt Roberts, a chap called Matt Roberts, who organises most of them. And he's an incredible musician and a wonderful chap. And there's lots of superb musicians in Bedford who are very supportive,
Mhm.
and it's a wonderful group of people. So I think Bedford's quite special in that there's an open mic event every day, at least one every single day, all over Bedford.
Wow.
So it's wonderful, and there's other people like Sarah Chiari who creates events as well that we go to. Lots of friends of mine play. So I'm very lucky to be in a place, and if it wasn't for Matt, I wouldn't be doing any
Within the
of this.
community.
Yeah, and my friend Lee who encouraged me to get up and perform in front of others.
Yeah, is there anybody who really helped you, like a mentor or something you can get inspiration from or help and support?
Well, again, I do think Matt Roberts is amazing, and I think he is someone who I admire so much for what he does for music in the music scene of Bedford. And he's so talented, so I see him as a real inspiration. My friends Lee and Ian, three of us did the open mic in the Castle pub 3 years ago. So that's a really supportive group, the three of us. And Lee does a lot of open mics as well now. Sarah Chiari is a lovely lady who also puts on events and is very supportive and encouraging, and she plays keyboards like you, Andrew, I think.
Okay.
So there's just lots of wonderful people. Now, from the past, I would say, although I still see them now, Paul Bonas and Pete Bonas. So these are the Bonas brothers, the fabulous Bonas brothers. I've watched them play for many, many years, and Paul Bonas plays acoustic, Pete Bonas plays electric, and they are superb musicians. So they've
Wow.
always been an inspiration throughout my life. I watched them perform when I was 17 or 18 at the pub called The Angel in Bedford, where I also saw Oasis years after that, before they were famous. So there's been music around Bedford that has encouraged me for many, many years. A good friend of mine, Richard Maul, who plays an electric guitar, he's also a good inspiration for me. So yeah, lots of good musicians.
Who's
in
your
Bedford.
favorite musician?
Honestly, I really like heavy rock, so probably Gary Moore. He's not alive anymore, but electric guitar, blues player Gary Moore used to play in Thin Lizzy, but mainly on his own. He
Yeah.
was an inspiration. So that was the first album I ever bought when I was younger. I was probably, 15 or something. And his album Corridors of Power I bought, and that set me down this path of guitar, loving guitar, rock music. And then my friend Richard Mall and I bought, well, he had a guitar, and we went to the shop in Bedford, and I bought myself a guitar, a second-hand guitar. So with his help, I learned a bit of guitar then. So there we are. Gary Moore, definitely one of my favorites. But
Okay.
I love Pink Floyd.
Oh, I love Pink Floyd. Yeah.
Yeah, David Gilmour and
Another
Led
brick in the wall.
Zeppelin. I love Led Zeppelin. People like that. So I think I've been brought up with great rock bands. I also like Genesis very much. One of the first bands I ever got into was Genesis. So I've got all the Genesis albums from the beginning. And we mentioned earlier Peter Gabriel. His voice, I think, is fantastic. One of the best singers I've ever heard. So I would
Yeah.
love to be anything like some of these people, and I will try throughout my life to get better.
When you talk about songs and music and writing and you make the whole process looks like an easy and straightforward thing. It just happens. Like you just pick up a guitar and just write the song in a day and it's done. And people seems to love it. So my question is, have you ever faced any difficulties? Because I'm asking because you make it look like so easy.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know what changed, but I tried to write songs before, and I just couldn't seem to do it, and I struggled, and I had no ideas. I didn't really know how to. I mean, I still don't have much of a process. They kind of seem to come out of nowhere sometimes. But honestly, something happened over COVID, where I think I was at home a lot, working from home, and I needed an outlet, and for some reason, maybe it was just what was going on in the world, and it was just sort of stressful, but it was okay for me, and I kept working throughout. But something happened over COVID that made me
Maybe you
start
were
to
in a
write songs.
reflective mood.
Maybe, and now I
Or
almost
state of
can't
mind.
stop. Yeah. So, but sometimes I will go for a couple of months, no inspiration, no music. I'll keep playing and I'll keep practicing my songs, and then suddenly, like this week, I've suddenly come up with 2 songs that I'm writing, and I literally came up with an idea on Monday, and what's today? Wednesday, was it? I can't remember what day it is. Anyway, it was Tuesday, but it's done. I've already written it all out, and I know all the chords. So whatever it is, 2 or 3 days,
Okay.
it's written.
And your
It's a new
inspiration,
one.
it needs to be emotional or it needs to be like
No,
some kind of experience?
Funny enough, this one. So I played a gig last weekend at the Dolphin in Newport Pagnell, and I was playing the song about Universal Studios, and then one of my friends, I've got some wonderful friends who come and see me quite often. So Vicky and Mike and Dan and Alison and lots of friends that come along. And Alison got up and started dancing, and I thought it would be great to write a song that people would dance to. And then I thought, what would be funny? And I thought, well, robot dancing. So my song that I've just written is I'm a Robot. So I don't know, I don't know what people are going to think to it. No one's heard it yet, not even me, because I haven't actually sung it all the way
Okay.
through. But the point is, it was just a moment in time while I was playing. I saw Alison start dancing to this song, and I thought, oh, I
just
I
came
should write
together.
a dance song. And then I thought, it'd be funny if it's robot dancing, and if I could get the audience to do a robot dance while I'm singing, that would be a fantastic achievement in my strange little world. So that's what inspired me to do that one. So it's just a moment in time, or something will just trigger an inspiration, and then I feel like I've got to get it out and get on with it. And I like to get on with things, but I'm a project manager, and I think I just want the job done and get it sorted.
Do you need a different mindset for these two things? Project management
Probably.
and music?
Probably, because I plan my projects.
Do you think you kind of
and-
switch your mind when you finish work?
Maybe. I think, yes, probably. It's my outlet. And when I'm playing my guitar, I'm not thinking of work. I'm not thinking of anything else. So it's my way of escaping, perhaps, or having just a flip side of what I do. So you're right. At work, I plan, I organize, I document, I sort of create task lists or whatever, and I work systematically, perhaps through projects, and we have iterative cycles. Whereas I don't know. I write a song in many different ways, and it just flows naturally. I don't have any real process that I follow.
It's
I
very
know
interesting.
some people. I know I've heard of people that do songwriting events, and then they kind of pick words, and then they try and build a song. I don't have any real clever techniques.
It's
They
very
just seem
interesting
to
because I
come.
heard of this left brain, right brain idea. Like left brain is kind of structured and organized, and you follow
Yeah,
this kind of things in sequential
yeah,
order. And then the right brain is just flows and
yeah.
creative mass, and then it all comes together and is beautiful.
It is. I like order, and I like things done properly and systematically.
Uh-huh.
But my music is nothing like that. Yes, it's
Okay,
completely different. So it's my form of
maybe it's
escape.
complementary. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but I love it,
Okay.
and I'll be honest, and I thank my friend Lee for sort of encouraging me to stand up, because I never wanted to play in front of anybody.
Hmm.
Wasn't interested. Had no intention of singing in front of anybody at all. But I really enjoy it now, and I still find it a little scary. So singing in front of people, standing up in front of a bunch of strangers can be a bit scary, and playing
How
my
do you
own
overcome it?
songs. I I just I mean, the first time when I played at the castle, I was so nervous, my hands were shaking,
Uh-huh.
but I just thought I need to do this, and I think it would be what's the worst that can happen? Perhaps I think, or everyone's going to laugh at me, and can I take that? Yes, I think I can. Um,
Oh yeah.
so I think I just accepted what's the worst that could happen, and that it's not that bad, and there's plenty of people in a worse situation than me. I'm very lucky. I've got a great life, got lots of friends, and I'm healthy. So I have to tell myself, just get on with it. But I
And
do
how
get
was it?
nervous.
Was it a success?
So the first one, it was all right, but I forgot some of the words, and I probably went red, and my hands were shaking, and I probably didn't play very well. But I did it. I did 3 songs.
Wow.
I got through it.
And the audience did like
And the
it?
audience clapped, yeah. And
Okay.
afterwards I thought, thank God that's over, and I had a drink. But then the next day I thought,
Then
actually,
that was a success.
well, maybe.
By all means.
And then I thought, well, maybe I should do this again. So it was probably a month later. I thought, I'll do it again, plucked up courage. And honestly, I really enjoy it now. I still get nervous, but I really enjoy it. And it's people like Matt Roberts, who is so encouraging
Mhm.
and welcoming and supports everybody. So it's people like Matt who encourage people like me to get up. And I'm so pleased I've done it, because I really enjoy it. And I think everyone, if you want to get up and perform and sing, do it, is my recommendation, because other people enjoy it as well. And I think you can bring a lot of happiness to the world. And
Absolutely.
honestly, I love it. If people like
Music
my
is such a
songs,
powerful tool, honestly.
it is, yeah, I agree. And it's lovely, and all the people that enjoy it in the pub. It's a lovely environment. Quite often we go to the Flower Pot, which is a lovely pub. I've played at the Standard as well, and several places around Bedford. The Swan in Bromham is really nice. But everyone's so nice in the crowd and appreciative, and they sing along and they look at you and watch. So it's a lovely vibe.
What was your most amazing experience that you ever experienced while playing music?
For me, every gig is getting better. So 3 years ago, I couldn't sing a single song all the way through. I knew some songs, but I couldn't remember all the words. And now I can do 50 songs
In a
pretty
row.
much without any, and I don't tend to have lyrics. But it's taken me a long time to get there. So I think every time I'm getting better and better and more confident. So I would actually say my last main gig, my last one was at my mother's care home. So let's ignore that one. But that was good fun. But I didn't get much feedback. But the one at the Dolphin that I was at before, that was really good. So I had lots of friends from work. I had my wife was there, my daughters were there, lots of my friends from my whole life had turned up, and it was a really nice event. There was a really good sound system in place that had been set up. So that was really helpful. And it was just a lovely gig. So I really enjoyed it. And I think the crowd enjoyed it. And it was a good number of songs. I think I played well. And then we all went for a pizza afterwards. So that can't be bad.
Okay.
So I don't think there's not one sort of highlight, perhaps.
It's kind of a process, right?
But yeah, I did enjoy that. The other thing, the other day I played at the Bear down the high street, and I used my looper pedal, and I looped a particular, it was the Universal Studios song, and that was really funny because I kept switching the looper off and on, and for me that was just a lovely moment, and somebody, I think Lee and Vicky had recorded it, so I watched it over a few times, and that really makes me laugh. So every now and again you do get a really nice funny moment that people seem to really appreciate. So it's lovely. I think to make everyone laugh is wonderful. I wish I was in a way, I wish I was a comedian, but I don't think I'm very good at telling jokes. But when people laugh at my lyrics, I find that really rewarding. So, and they laughed a lot at the Dolphin at some of my songs on purpose.
Yeah.
And they're funny songs. They're meant to be funny. So
I've heard of something about a writer who I kind of forgot who it was, but when people ask him what he likes most about writing, he said, the most I like about writing is having written, not the process, not the actual
Yeah.
writing process, but he likes having written. So it feels good afterwards, after he kind of finished everything. But you seem to like the entire process.
I do. I like it very much, but I still get nervous. And I think I've realized that nerves will always be a part of it. And I think
Does it help?
perhaps it's a buzz. People, yeah, I think it does. I think it's right to be nervous. And if I wasn't sort of a bit anxious, or there wasn't a buzz, I probably wouldn't perform as well. So I've learned to accept it, really. But what I would say about your point about finishing it, I agree. I like to have written a song, and I do think I'm an impatient person, which partly drives me forward. But I also sometimes I ought to maybe just take my time and take 2 weeks to write a song instead of 2 hours. And it probably would be better, but I want to get it done. So I quite like completing it, and I like it when I've recorded it and I've uploaded it and it's gone. But then I really enjoy playing it live, and then I can sometimes change it. And sometimes if I play a song live for a year and then I listen to the recording, it's quite different. And I realized, I think playing live, there's a lot more life and energy and interest to it. And I play quite often, I will change the song as I play it without realizing, to have a slightly different rhythm, or change some of the lyrics, or add an extra verse. So the Stagston Badgers song, I added an extra little verse to it
Afterwards.
which just came to me. So I think my songs definitely develop, but I like that first one to be done, out of the way,
Crisp. Nice.
sort of thing. But afterwards, I always think, I could have done that better, probably. But then I like to play it, and I never want to record it again. Almost, I have actually. I've created a CD of acoustic versions of my songs, but I kind of feel once a song has been born, almost, that's the way it's meant to be. But then I will play it live sometimes, quite different.
Yeah, there's a system to it.
There is.
It's very it's fascinating, like how the system and the creative processes come together in your head. So you obviously need the big push at the beginning. What
I
would
do.
you recommend for younger generations who feel there is something inside, is something that they need to contribute to the words? So what would be your number one piece of advice?
just do it. Yeah, and there's a book from that I've read many years ago called "Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway," and I
Mm.
think perhaps to accept getting nervous, feeling uncomfortable is how it's meant to be, and that's actually when you overcome it or you actually do it, it you feel like you've really achieved something. And if it wasn't difficult, you wouldn't get that sense of achievement. So it's very easy for me to say, just do it. And I didn't really do it until I was 55. And I only did it because my friend encouraged me. But what I would say is try it and you might really enjoy it. And especially if you are younger, I feel you have perhaps an advantage because when you're younger, you're allowed to make more mistakes probably, and I should probably know better at my age. Um, so I think it's wonderful to see people standing up a little bit nervous and singing. And I mean, I at the Dolphin where I was the other day, a gentleman came up to me afterwards and he said, "I could never do what you do. I'd love to, and I write songs, but I could never stand up." And I said, "You can, you could. If I can do it,
Mm.
then you can do it." And I think I did many years ago. I went on a course actually. This isn't music related, but at the end of the course, the trainer said, "Is there something that you'd like to do that you'd never be able to do?" And I said, "Yeah, a skydive. I would love to do a skydive,
Skydiving.
but I'm afraid of heights,
Hmm.
and there's no way I could do it. But I bet it's a wonderful experience." And he said to me, "If you say you can't do it, you're right, you can't. But if you say you can, you can."
Hmm.
And at the time, I thought, well, I'm not sure what he's meaning there. But anyway, and the course was in Bournemouth, quite a way away. And I drove back to Bedford and I just thought about what he said pretty much the whole journey back. And I thought, if he said I could do it, maybe I could. And literally a year later, I went to Africa and I traveled around Africa. And when I was in Namibia, there was an opportunity to do a skydive.
And you did it?
4 of us went up and did it, and my great
Wow.
friend from Switzerland, who I met there, called Bruno, and other friends, and basically we went up
How
in this
was it?
plane and did it. It was wonderful.
Did you like it?
It was wonderful. I was so scared going up there, and so scared because in the plane, what we had to do in Africa, you had to climb out and hold on to the wing.
Oh my God.
So you didn't just sort of fall out the door.
Okay.
You had to hold onto the wing and slowly move yourself along with your hands along the wing. And then I had the instructor on my back, sort of thing. So I was on his front. He was holding on as well to the wing. And then he said, "Let go." And he let go. And I was still holding on because I don't want to let go. And then he sort of hit my hands a few times and then I let go. And it was one of the scariest things in my life. But once I was flying, pretty much, it was amazing. And I'm so pleased I did it. And that chap, Ray Fields, I remember his name even, Ray Fields, gave me that sort of lesson that if you say you can do it, you can do it. If you say you can't, then perhaps you can't. So you can do anything you really want to. And life's short. So just get on with it.
And I bet the instructor gave you the second lesson to let go. Let it go.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, sometimes
he
you just
did.
need to let it go.
With physically
Let
hitting
go
me.
your fears,
You're right. Let go.
your ego sometimes, other people's perception of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the most scariest thing that holds
Yeah.
many people back.
You're right.
What would my family think, my friends, how about my colleagues?
Yeah.
And then when you just jump into it, you realize everybody cares about themselves and nobody really
Yeah.
cares.
True.
Or on the other hand, people actually love it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think go for it and enjoy your life. And life's running out. 100 years, none of us will be here. So make the most of it, this opportunity you've got, and have fun.
Yeah, the skydiving is actually, I think, is the perfect metaphor of what you do. you just holding it for how many years? When did you start playing music?
Well, probably when I was 18. So, and then
Hmm.
55 is the first time I did
Wow.
my open mic
It's
3
a
years
long
ago.
time.
So it is,
And
yeah,
then you just let it go.
35
And then you
years.
let it
Yeah,
go, and everything just explodes and flows.
yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. So, John, what's next for you? What's next plans, next songs, next concerts?
Well, yeah, I've got some gigs lined up, and I'm looking for. I'm playing at the Standard in December on the December the 13th. So I'm really looking forward to playing there. I would love to do some bigger gigs, bigger events. So I shall try and look at what to do really. Perhaps festivals. I think I'm still honing my craft, so I'm getting better and better, more confident. I really would like to also record in a proper studio.
Royal Albert Hall.
Oh yeah, that would be good. I have my own little studio at home, but really my recordings aren't that great. So I may well go and record in a professional studio a few songs to just sort of see how well my songs could sound like. But I would love to play in a big place. I mean, I've played at Squires, which I really love, the venue in Bedford near Greyfriars. Um, they often have a lot of rock bands, and I enjoy going to watch them there. So to play there, I played there recently at a Beatles evening where it's just Beatles songs. So I played 3 Beatles songs. But to play on the stage at Squires was a wonderful experience, and
Wow.
I really appreciated being there to a packed kind of bar. So, but I would like to do some bigger gigs, but I haven't worked out where they're going to be or what I'm going to do. But I have a desire to play to more people, and I think I'm ready now to take on the world. But I would love to have
Absolutely.
one song that became really popular. And I don't mind it if someone else sung it, that would be fine, or played it. But I would love to have recognition for a song that people really enjoyed and it made people feel happy. So if one of my songs, became viral or something, that would be fantastic. And it's not about money, but it's just about making people happy and spreading a bit of fun, lightheartedness.
Absolutely. So, lots of gigs, albums coming up.
Maybe,
Are you
yeah.
planning songs, or you're not planning songs if it's an inspiration from heaven?
Yeah, although there's 2 that I'm writing at the moment, so
Okay.
there is 2 on their way, 2 more being delivered. But I have so many songs, so I have to almost refine which songs to focus on. I've got too many songs to remember, really.
Okay. I'm absolutely sure that you are such an inspiration for so many people because you took the leap, you let it go, and it
Yeah.
went absolutely amazing, fantastic success, and many people struggling with the same thing. So, my question is, what's your message for those probably younger people who the fear is holding them back, or some other reason holding them back from expressing themselves? What's your number one advice?
Um, I suppose I think just follow your heart if you can. So if it's something you really want to do, um, it's difficult sometimes to overcome your fear, but it's really good to just try and do it, just even if a step in the right direction. So perhaps if if you wanted to sing, just try and get one song that you really enjoy, learn it really well, and just do one song. You could just sing while someone else played, or you could just play and let someone else sing. So maybe do it in a phased approach and see what you think. But what I would say is life's quite short, and you'll be surprised how much people enjoy when you participate and you stand up there and you do whatever it is that you want to do, if in your heart you want to do it, generally people are really supportive. So whether it's painting a picture or whether it's going for a run or whether entering a competition or playing live, just try it. What have you got to lose? And think about what the worst outcome is. All your strings break and everyone laughs. It doesn't really matter. Come back the next day and do it again. So if you can accept the worst that can happen, it's going to be better than that. Someone said to me, hope for the best. Hope for the best, plan for the worst, and expect nothing. And if you expect nothing, then you probably won't be disappointed. But it's probably going to be
a Buddhist
better.
monk?
No, it was my dad's accountant, actually. Who said that? So there we are. But
wonderful.
But I think life is very short, and
Make the most of it.
make the most of it. Yeah, and I actually wrote a book as well. Someone said to me once, "Is there something you want to do that you haven't done?" And it wasn't the skydive. This was after that. And I said, maybe write a book. And he said, well, what's stopping you? And I said, because that's another good point. Sometimes in life where you think, I'd like to do something, think what's actually stopping you? And if it's just your fear, then just do it. So I said to him, nothing's stopping me, but I wasn't that bothered about doing it. But then again, that night I started thinking about it and I thought, yeah, I should just write a book. So the point I was going to say is that the book is about, it's called The Point, and it's about having purpose in your life. So maybe think about, we only get a short life. What is your purpose in life? And if you want to do something creative, what's stopping you? Do it, because if you feel like it's something you want to do, you have a desire to do it, that is perhaps your purpose in life. So purpose is what the P is, and it's an acronym. The point is, so P is for purpose, O is for outcome. So think about what your outcome is and work towards it. I is be interested in what's going on. So for me, music, I'm trying and watch what other people do, and I'm interested in it. The N stands for notice what is happening and how other people perhaps succeed and what they do. And then the T is to try your best. So always in whatever you do, just try your best. I'm sure my first performance 3 years ago was actually not very good, but I've tried harder and harder to get better. I've worked at it, and I've talked to people. How do I look? I've recorded myself and looked back to judge myself and think, did I look all right? Was I looking at the audience, or was I looking down, or did my shirt look good? I don't know. So I try and critique myself, and I ask people, what was your favorite song that I played, and what was your least favorite? So I try and hone into what they are. So the point is, have purpose in your life, and if you think you want to do something, then just get on with it. You really should. And it is hard, and it is nerve-wracking. I've done lots of things in my life that presentations or something, and it's really hard to stand up in front of people and talk, but it's such an achievement when you do it.
Absolutely.
I do something at the moment called commando training in the park.
Commando.
And it's kind of lifting weights and running and this that, and the other. I am probably the worst person in the group.
In 3 years, you're probably going to be the best.
I doubt it. No, I doubt it. But the point is, it doesn't really matter. There's such a supportive group. It's run by a guy called Jamie, who's a lovely chap. But you could say, I don't want to do it because I feel not as strong as the others, or most of the people are half my age, so a lot fitter and healthier. But it's what my friend encouraged me, and it's what I want to do, and so I'm doing it. And however hard it is to get up and do it and train with these people, but but it's really good. I really appreciate it. So I think there's something really good about getting outside of your comfort zone. So if it feels a bit awkward and a bit unsafe, it's probably a good thing for you to do. And it expands your knowledge and, interest in life. And who knows what might come of that first step. You possibly then take another step and take another step. And before you know it, you're playing at the Albert Hall, as you said.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Is your book available for sale?
Yeah, it is. It's on Amazon, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
What's the title
It
again?
is.
The Point.
it's called The Point.
The
Yeah,
Point.
and it's a very short book, to be honest. It's like, I don't know what it is, 100 pages or something, but it's just full of perhaps the way I look at life and some pointers towards being optimistic and trying to be happy. I think I'm very lucky. I've had a very lucky life and great parents and great friends and great family. So I'm very fortunate. And I have a very positive outlook on life. So it's very easy for me to perhaps be like that. But things still get me down and frustrate me and upset me sometimes. And I'm trying to push what I do without pushing things too far. And I love my family, my wife, my daughters, and we have a dog. And so I'm a family man, really. But I think it's important that everybody makes the most of their life and tries to be happy. Try and think about what your purpose is. And for me, it's perhaps being a good husband and father and spreading some happiness, trying to do things well and try and be healthy. I'm not always as healthy as I'd like to be, but I try. So
Okay.
I don't know. We only have one life, and I think, Andrew, we've got to make the most of it. And we're lucky to be here in this country, somewhere like Bedford. I like Bedford very much. I'm very happy here, and there's so much to do, so many things to make you happy and to make life great. So I think embrace it.
Embrace it.
Yeah, that's what
So
the
find your
point is.
purpose,
Yeah,
let go your fears, push it through, be brave, take one step at a time, take it slow, be a family man,
yeah.
and what's the last one?
I don't know, but I have a little short acronym
Okay.
that we could add there, which is every day is a new day. So the N, try and be or do something nice for someone. The E is do some exercise, and then the W is do something worthwhile. So I try every day to do something nice. It might be a big thing. It might just be letting someone out in the road or something. Do some form of exercise, whatever it is, and then do something worthwhile every single day. So that was a little daily message that I try and think about every morning, and I try and do every day. And I'd encourage everyone to do that.
You did
be
it.
me.
You made it.
and
John,
I'll be
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Andrew.
It was an extreme pleasure.
Thank you for your time. It's wonderful meeting you, Andrew. So
Wonderful.
Thank you, and thank you for all that
When
you're
you
doing.
let it go.
So I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Time
Cool.
passes
Wonderful.
That was
Well,
good.
I hope that was okay. When I first wrote the
Don't you
book, there were
know
some mistakes.
I was
Because
cycling
again, I maybe it's
down
not,
Brick
there's a
Hill
learning, maybe there isn't, but I
Drive.
wrote this book, did it all myself,
I got
and I
the
gave a
wind
copy
in
to my neighbour,
hair,
and then she
and I'm
went through it
feeling
all
alive
and found all these mistakes.
Oh,
in Bedford
I thought,
Park.
mistakes.
Thanks for that. So then,
wandering
I appreciate it
No,
because it was a
spelling
learning.
errors?
Yeah,
I
and I
hear the
think
breeze
when you're
in
reading
the
your own
leaves and the
material,
trees.
you perhaps
It's a
don't
beautiful
see.
sound.
I mean, I think I'm quite careful, but she found lots of
The
mistakes,
sun
and
is
she was the
shining, there's a
secretary.
smile
So
on your face.
so
The
I then
sun
had
is
to
shining
change
on
it all.
you.
But I
While I was
I
thinking
ordered some books with
about
some
what
mistakes.
I see
So I've got some at home. But
and what
anyway,
it feels
I will
like
give you a copy.
Thank you.
I will,
to be me.
I promise I won't circle any
and
mistake.
read it.
And I wondered
Okay.
what it's like to be you, to see and feel and hear the things that you do. The sun is shining, there's a smile on my face. The sun is shining on you. Let's go. It's time to be free. I'll be you and you can be me. What's a boy to do?